Astra Creator Azarin is one of 4 legendary leaders you'll be able to find in Galactic Paragons. Aboard her science ship, the Vivarium, Astra Creator Azarin will sacrifice her own power in order to utilize a transformation nuclei, which will change even the most inhospitable planets into a paradise for life.
I carry the seeds of future civilizations.
Millennia I spent in cryosleep. Why was I placed there? What is my destiny?
Cadiz, Scion of Vagros, is one of 4 legendary leaders you will be able to find in Galactic Paragons. Preserved as a child for eons in cryostasis alongside the shard of a mysterious relic, Cadiz will mature over time. His keen and penetrating intellect will lead him to eventually embark on a quest to discover his own true nature and the story of his people.
The past is like a puzzle box begging to be opened.
There is a time for talk and a time for the claw.
Scran Sharpbeak is one of 4 legendary leaders you'll be able to find in Galactic Paragons. Orphaned out of time and heavily damaged from a war long since lost, Scran Sharpbeak aboard the Last Talon has a potential to become the terrifying opponent, or a powerful ally. Over time, it may be possible to gain an insight into the Last Talon's construction. No partnership is without issues.
All I knew is gone, but there is still so much to fight for.
If we listen closely, the fate of the galaxy is revealed in whispers.
The Beholder is one of 4 legendary leaders you will be able to find in Galactic Paragons. The Beholder is not only a building and a ship, but also a conduit for the entity that lies beyond our physical realm. The Shroud entity that controls the Beholder will amplify the psionic potential of your species. However, caution is justified. The full extent of its power and the intentions of the Shroud entity that controls it are unknown.
I will carry your voices until the end of time, to the very unraveling of the universe. I bring life to worlds that are desolate and dead.
Astra Creator Azarin is one of 4 legendary leaders you'll be able to find in Galactic Paragons. Aboard her science ship, the Vivarium, Astra Creator Azarin will sacrifice her own power in order to utilize a transformation nuclei, which will change even the most inhospitable planets into a paradise for life.
I carry the seeds of future civilizations.
Millennia I spent in cryosleep. Why was I placed there? What is my destiny?
Cadiz, Scion of Vagros, is one of 4 legendary leaders you will be able to find in Galactic Paragons. Preserved as a child for eons in cryostasis alongside the shard of a mysterious relic, Cadiz will mature over time. His keen and penetrating intellect will lead him to eventually embark on a quest to discover his own true nature and the story of his people.
The past is like a puzzle box begging to be opened.
There is a time for talk and a time for the claw.
Scran Sharpbeak is one of 4 legendary leaders you'll be able to find in Galactic Paragons. Orphaned out of time and heavily damaged from a war long since lost, Scran Sharpbeak aboard the Last Talon has a potential to become the terrifying opponent, or a powerful ally. Over time, it may be possible to gain an insight into the Last Talon's construction. No partnership is without issues.
All I knew is gone, but there is still so much to fight for.
If we listen closely, the fate of the galaxy is revealed in whispers.
The Beholder is one of 4 legendary leaders you will be able to find in Galactic Paragons. The Beholder is not only a building and a ship, but also a conduit for the entity that lies beyond our physical realm. The Shroud entity that controls the Beholder will amplify the psionic potential of your species. However, caution is justified. The full extent of its power and the intentions of the Shroud entity that controls it are unknown.
I will carry your voices until the end of time, to the very unraveling of the universe. I bring life to worlds that are desolate and dead.
Astra Creator Azarin is one of 4 legendary leaders you'll be able to
Hello,
find.
everybody. I'm Stephen Murray. I'm the game director of Stellaris, and this.
Well, it's Petter Nallo, game director up here in Arctic Umeå. We're working on the Galactic Paragons DLC.
Yep. So here we're going to show you some of the Gemini 3.8 Stellaris update, as well as Galactic Paragons. So I was thinking that we would start by creating a co-op empire together, along with chat helping us out a little bit, so we can show you some of the things that are new and improved and interesting and all of that.
Yeah, that sounds good, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get started. So we have 2 new versions of co-op in Stellaris in 3.8. One of them is off of multiplayer. You can do competitive MP, with up to 5 players in each empire. But we're going to do a fully PvE cooperative mode. We have this flagged as beta because we haven't gotten quite all of the out of syncs and stuff like that out, and there's a couple more changes we want before we say, okay, yeah, this is fully ready. But, you know, it's still pretty good. So let's host a new game. Ooh. And Windows Defender Firewall is blocking me.
As usual.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope you can connect. And we'll create a new empire. So, let's see. The important things is I wanted to show off some of the new civics and things like that. I promised Twitter that I would show the authority changes that happened. Most of the other stuff I'm willing to, you know, leave to the whims of chat and stuff like that. Although I don't want to do the origin today because I want you guys to experience that for yourselves. So let's see. Okay, so like I said earlier today on Twitter, we've revamped all the authority bonuses. Democracies now, or actually one of the interesting things about how they redid these authority changes is each of the authorities focuses on something else. So the democracies focus on their factions. So they get plus 10% faction approval. And they also get to reset their government reform and policy cooldowns whenever a new ruler is elected. So if they re-elect the same person, that's not a new mandate from the people. So every time the ruler changes, now you can change all of your policies. They also get plus 2% faction unity bonuses and plus 5 edicts funds for every skill level of their ruler. Oligarchies, on the other hand, focus on their council. So it gives plus 2 to effective counselor skill, so they're all treated as if they're 2 levels higher. And the empire effects per skill level on the ruler are counselor experience gain and, once again, edicts fund. Do you want to talk about some of these since you did some of this, or should I just keep talking?
Just continue with this. Okay. I think it's perfect.
The dictators focus exclusively on the ruler. So they don't have any basic effects here, but you'll notice that the edicts fund per ruler level is doubled, and they're also reducing the pop amenity usage. Imperials focus on their capital system. So their capital system effects are resources from jobs plus 10%, and their ruler has that max influence from power projection, except now it scales with level, and once again, edict fund, because everybody needs their edict fund. Megacorps have 20% commercial pact efficiency and plus 50% empire size from planets, and their rulers give branch office value and, what a surprise, edict fund. Our machines have 1 million empire effects, as they used to previously. So extra pops when establishing colonies, monthly mechanical pop assembly, these were things they used to have too. Mining station output plus 10%, empire size from planets, and pop growth reduction. And then they get empire size from pops reduction with their ruler and, once again, edict fund. And the hives get pop growth speed and empire size effect as their base. And then monthly unity and edicts fund as their, ruler-based things. Now, civics. I really want to use one of the new civics, which is the Vaults of Knowledge, because I haven't played with this one yet. So the knowledge, principles, and experiences of exceptional people are digitized and accumulated in the Vaults of Knowledge. Citizens can access this source of wisdom and experience to learn from the ghosts of the past. Leaders start at level +1. They can build a unique Vault of Knowledge building. Vaults of Knowledge produce unity and increased leader experience gain based on the number of destiny traits acquired. And it gives +1 to all effective counselor skills. It gives us a council position, keeper of the vaults, empire effects per skill level, leader upkeep -2, and leader cost -2, and only scientists can fill that slot. I suppose we should go through all of these, huh? Except I don't want to read them all.
I guess we should, so people can pick from them. But I think that Vault of Knowledge is kind of fitting for as a strong Galactic Paragon Civics, because it really focuses on the leaders, and the more powerful leaders you have, the more of their knowledge you save up. So I think that it's a nice player fancy with that one.
So each of the civics in the game now have a council position associated with them?
Exactly. So when you have your council, when you're picking your civics, you will have the ability to unlock a new council position specific for that civic if you have Galactic Paragons. So it gives you the ability to shape your council more in the sort of player fantasy of your empire, and each position, of course, have unique effects. So I of course love to have like my build these authoritarian dystopic regimes where I can have like the secret police and slaver guilds and stuff like that. So, but that's how I roll. Sometimes I do nice things as well.
You may notice as I'm scrolling through these that some of these are available for multiple leader types. Sometimes the new spots are restricted to one or two leader types. Sometimes anyone can be in them.
Yes, exactly. So you have seats that are locked to what feels fitting in the game, but some of them are very open. So like can have like the let's see that there you have the distinguished admiralty. That's of course mostly for admirals. That's classic one. But I think it's trying to fulfill the position so that you also, depending on what civics you have, you want to have a certain type of leader that can fill that spot. But you also have two. You have your ruler position, and then you have a research position and a Minister of Defense position, and those can have the research position can have both a governor and a scientist, and the Minister of Defense can have a general or an admiral. So you are much freer there to put a person that you like in charge.
Now you'll notice that the hives and machines do not have these special council positions. That's because their nodes work a little bit differently. Some of these civics have changed a little bit, but like cognitive node experience gain on the memorialists and things like that. But they work slightly differently.
Yeah, I mean, when we were working with the council positions, we thought a lot about like how can we looked at the civics and then like what would feel fitting, how can we boost some civics, how can we sort of try to balance some others, and so that they should feel different and they should add something unique.
Scrolling. Yeah, I know you want to see all of these. That's why I'm going through every single one of them.
There is a lot.
There's a lot. We have a lot of civics in this game.
Yeah.
And you keep adding more.
Yeah, I mean, we're adding 8 for Galactic Paragons. So I have to blame our content designer, Marek. He's like, oh, we were adding 2. He's like, oh, but I have ID for 6 others. You're like, okay. And then they were really good, so we're like, damn it. Oh, I mean, sure, let's add these as well.
Of course we'll add.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but they felt very much in line with the player fantasy, so I think it worked well.
Let's turn to the stream. What authority do we want? So, anyone got any preferences? Should we be, a democracy, resetting our government reforms and policies constantly? We can be imperial and, focus on that capital system. I see a bunch of democracies. A lot of people like democracies. Should we be machines? Democracy. It looks like democracy's winning here.
Yeah, let's go for a democracy. I think.
Okay, we have vaults of knowledge. What should our other half be? Did I show off the new civics? Let's see. There is oppressive autocracy, which we can't do as a democracy. Only the elite of the elite deserve the best of the best. Everyone else is expected to provide for the ruling class and their lackeys. This gives them the dystopian society living standard. I suspect that they're going to say, let's not be a democracy shortly. Which non-ruler jobs have decreased consumer goods upkeep. Only ruler jobs and enforcers have amenities upkeep. Most pops generate extra crime. Only ruler jobs can produce amenities. They cannot have hollow theaters, but it gives them +1 leader capacity and reduces their leader upkeep. It gives them a primary overseer council position, which increases ruler happiness and unity from enforcers. This is sort of the super police state.
Yeah, it's a terrible civic. I mean, terrible civic in many ways and wonderful. And your planets look super weird when you have like enforcers everywhere and no, just push the people down. It's terrible. Let's not go for that if we're. No, let's be nice.
Let's be nice. Okay, there's the Crusader spirit. The lack of guidance creates weak minds, which easily succumb to corruption and plunge into decadence. This society has assumed the self-imposed mantle of bringing enlightenment to the masses through aggressive proselytizing. Admirals start with a zealot trait, generals start with a crusader trait. They can only use the liberation wars policy because they want to go out and make friends, but like by making friends. Increase ship damage, reduce ship build cost, and it gives them a Lord Commander, which increases their ship fire rate and army damage.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to persuade people that your way is the right way.
And then there's the heroic past. The legendary heroes of the past inspire the civilization's young people to achieve the extraordinary. As role models, government officials are expected to embody these ideals. Leaders get +1 starting trait and -1 maximum negative traits. And they get the Grand Storyteller, which increases governing ethics attraction and leader experience gain.
I think it's worth mentioning that we have sort of redone how negative traits works in the sense that you leaders now will have a randomized number between 0 to 4, 3, I think now, possible slots for negative traits. And you don't know that from the beginning, but this reduces the amount. So your leaders will be less messed up if you are going for the...
If they're heroic, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so do we want, go heroic past? Well, Vaults of Knowledge heroic past. Wow, we tell stories about our old heroes and wonder why the kids these days don't live up to them.
Yeah, I mean, with this combination, we will have a lot of traits and a lot of powerful characters from the beginning. So,
okay, and let's see. Go pacifist. What? Really? Okay.
pacifist.
Pacifist. We'll go one. I'm not willing to go fanatic pacifist, but I'll go pacifist. Are we egalitarian? We sound pretty egalitarian here.
Yeah, I think so.
And do we want to go fanatic something, or do we want to go spiritualist or materialist or something like that? More egalitarian? Everybody should be the hero? Or fanatic egalitarian. Okay. So, everybody should become the hero they know they are. I guess we could like xenophile or something, but we're a moral democracy.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, and we need a portrait. So I can pick, my portrait from the thing, or let's see. Yeah, we'll go you. We're picklings. There's some things that, I just must pick for ourselves, like, the pirate name list. Okay, anything we particularly want here? Oh, yeah, we changed some of these too, didn't we? Because some of them don't make sense anymore, or it didn't make sense anymore. Like, talented is leader upkeep -10% and -1 leader maximum negative traits. So we could stack more and more of these things to prevent our people from becoming, substance abusers and stuff like that. But then I'd have less things to show you. So, let's see. Unruly superheroes. Very strong. We're superheroes, right? We're charismatic, deviant, decadent, and wasteful. Picking
I like that they are deviants now. Decadent deviants. The heroic past. It was a very, very.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. We have fallen a bit from our.
Should we be noxious instead?
Days.
Yeah, I think we became anti-heroes all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps it is more of the Greek heroes. It's some sort of like decadent Hercules or Achilles types that.
Okay, Hearthsea. I guess we could have been aquatic and all of that, but well, whatever. We are definitely our glory days are gone. Maybe we should be remnants. There was the great metropolis that the heroes built long ago, and Oh, yeah, I guess there is the point that since we're trying to show off leaders, I should pick traits that boost leaders. But they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll be okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, it will be fine, I think so.
Okay, we're heroic. Build each other up together. I don't like brown, though. We need a more heroic color, like blue.
Well, I think we should have something that is at least feels heroic. Let's go not for the Sith colors or something like that.
Oh, wait a sec. Here, let's go blue. Like that. Something a little brighter. There. Oh, yeah, we could have done overtune just so our people die constantly. That would be a great way to show off leaders, right?
Well, I mean, I think there is nice if they are lasting for a while as well. So.
Oh, yeah. One of the things, we moved the room over here to the city appearance because we needed more room later on the ruler tabs. So, you know. There, that's a nice heroic looking place. We changed a little bit here because some of this was very confusing before, but now instead of having the male and female ruler titles in the same slot that changed based on the gender of the currently selected ruler, they're all just listed together. And this is... Okay, but we can choose what our first ruler starts as. It can be a governor, an admiral, a general, a scientist. You know, no envoys yet, right? No envoys.
I guess general will not be the popular choice, but I think that and this part of the ruler traits actually came from the origin when we wanted for the origin that you should have unique traits for the ruler and we should allow you to pick traits, and then we sort of created the. Let's give the ruler traits on the Empire creator screen, and then it felt weird but why don't we do this for every ruler? So
yeah, I'll
sort
show
of
off
happened by
the
accident
origin here, but I don't actually want to pick it because I don't want to spoil any of it. Not yet.
It's pretty story focused, so it's nice to follow it on your own.
And yes, after your first democratic election, they should go into your ruler pool as a general or whatever, because they will have a previous class. So a charismatic general, or a governor.
But who? Yeah, I think something else than a general there. But I mean, we have tried to make generals more interesting with giving them traits that can affect the empire in various ways, and also when you are invading planets, you can do some special things with them. So
with the changes that we've made to ground combat and bombardment and things like that, the generals come into play a little more often.
Yeah, I would say so. They are especially if you are wanting to steal tech or take slaves, it can be really handy with generals.
A principled governor, perhaps? Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we're done. Okay, so we're remnants because, long ago we were a much better place. Kids these days.
Yeah, but I mean, we still have the vaults of knowledge where we have kept the memories and the powers and some of the knowledge of our ancient heroes, even though we are now decadent and not as heroic as they were.
It's full of comic books, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Now let's see if you can actually connect to this. You might not be able to because Windows Firewall blocked me.
Yeah, I will. I will see what we can do.
Envoys are up here.
If I start this up. I'm sitting at home now, right now, and not in the Arctic office because they are rebuilding a building outside my window. So it's a constant like voice of like drillings and crashes and chaos. We will see if this works. Otherwise, I will just like be the classic co-op where I sit and comment everything you do. Should you really do that?
Envoys do not count against leader capacity right now. They are their own little mini pool. It's right here. We have 2 available envoys, which is the parentheses. We have 1 general, 1 scientist, and 2 governors. We've reduced the number of leaders that you need in general for most things. However, we try to make them more impactful when they are doing things. Over here, the sidebar has also shifted a little bit. Some things have been combined. Some things have moved. But if you hate where we move them, you can always move them yourself. Like, I cannot survive with contacts not being up near the top. The leaders page itself is also very different, as you see.
Let's see if I can join you here. Wait, can't I? There we go.
Is it actually going to work?
I see.
This is what we get for not trying this before the stream started.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been good, but we will see. But I mean, this is more in the moment. This is chaos. It's reality.
It's okay. Worst case, I'll have to watch as I fumble about trying to keep up with everything, and he'll have to answer all your questions.
I think it's perfect. Well, I mean, we can start with that, and then we can jump in connecting. Yeah, perhaps it's on my side. Things are messed up as well.
We clearly need eco simulation.
Yeah, but let's look at what you're doing right now in the window. I mean,
Okay,
you talked about
technology.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, continue.
You're the one that removed these, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry we messed it up. No, but I mean the core concept behind Galactic Paragons, of course, was that we really want leaders to matter, and we felt that we need to have fewer of them so that you hopefully remember at least the most powerful of them. And we felt like, yeah, and these 3 were, I mean, if we're adding a council, why not just add a head of research and save us some trouble? So we decided to remove the 3 scientists there and add a head of research instead that handles those things. And that's also with the leader cap, of course, that we want to reduce the number. But then that allowed us also to make the leaders much more powerful and impactful in the game.
So since we started with Heroic Past, all of our leaders are starting with +1 starting trait, which means we have a bunch of decisions to make right off the beginning of the game. This is not actually normal. We opted into this. So we have pending trait picks. Let's see. Crossbones Tia can either become Principal 2 by leveling up the same trait that she had before, or can become a Scrapper, which gives us free alloys.
I mean, not only that, I just want to point out that since we have heroic past gives us a free trait when we start. Vaults of knowledge gives us an extra trait, so we have a lot more traits to pick from. So we will have 3 starting traits and another trait to pick from. So this is not how it looks with a normal playthrough or a start if you're not adding those civics.
Yeah, we're kind of double dipping on stuff.
Yeah, but that's nice.
I'm just kind of picking things, you know.
Yeah, I think so. That's good.
Okay, so where are we? We, the Picting Heroic League, are here. Well, I have a science ship. I could, do micromanagement and stuff like that, but I'm here to show new things. So when you click on science ship automation, now you get a choice. You can have them explore system survey. You get to pick what you want it to automate. This is kind of neat because, you can have it automatically investigate the anomalies or be like, okay, we've done all of our basic research and stuff like that. So go forth, just do your thing.
I mean, I want to blame Uffe, who's at Arctic, for this, because he just got irritated, like, oh, I want to do more things with science ship, so he just like threw this together, and we're like, oh, this is cool.
So where are you going anyway? Let's see. What else do we want to show? Well, there's the council, which we talked about before. Right now we have 3 council slots.
That's true. Let's dwell in the council. Well, I mean, one thing that is people will probably notice is that we have moved the edicts and the factions and the policies into the council screen. We felt like this should be the place where you are like having your internal political decisions. So we wanted to collect them there. And we have different backgrounds for different like authority types, and you will see that we have 2 council seats, one on each side, that are locked right now, but we can unlock them through agendas.
You will also notice that our head of research is currently surveying, being one of these scientists that is, doing council position stuff, or any of your leaders that are on the council can still be out there doing things unless they're the leader.
Yes, the ruler is always the ruler. You have a lot to do there, but again, it was about to keep the number of leaders. We went a smaller number of leaders, and we have in the beginning we started to have like separate council positions, and you would only have the leaders on the council, but it became a bit boring because they were only on the council and they didn't really interact with the rest of the galaxy. And it felt really, really nice when you have these holograms that pop up, and you can sort of imagine that they are out there. Someone is governing a planet, one other one is out with your fleet preparing for war. And of course, leaders may die if you send them into battle, but I think that adds to the suspense of it also.
You have to weigh the, okay, do I want my head of research actually going out investigating things and possibly getting eaten by leviathans? Or maybe they should hang out at home and assist research.
Yeah, exactly. But I think can you go to the leader tab as well?
Yep. The thing I want to point out here is that I unlocked a new council agenda when I took a tradition. So we now have a new agenda called leadership conditioning. Where did you want to go? You wanted leaders, right?
Yeah, go to the leaders, because we have a leader pool, of course. But also here we have made a change so that the leader pool is not endless. If you want to recruit new leaders, you have these leaders to pick from. If you look at and then it will reset in 5 years. But if you pick all 4 admirals or scientists, you don't have anyone, and you need to wait 4 years until they reset. Also, we have an external leader pool that will be activated when you have, as a pacifist and egalitarian, when you are having either subjects or friendly empires, you might see leaders from those empires pop up in your external leader pool, and you could recruit those as well. So you can get a mix of people in your council. Of course, if you are a xenophobe empire, it will be not so much of that, probably.
So councils also have agendas. Right now we have the Infinite Opportunities agenda, which is actually almost done. It starts and it has a modifier while it's building up, and then you can fire it off and it will give you a larger bonus for the next 10 years. So in 20 months, we will show this. The agenda progress is modified by the council itself, how cohesive it is and things like that, right? Like, how does this work exactly?
Exactly. So if you have an unruly council, the progress will be slower. And now each character also have an ethic. So if you create a council with very like ethics that goes against the empire, for example, or against each other, it might slow things down a little bit. But yeah, so we have added a lot of sort of small things for each character. So we've given them a background, for example. So we say what world they come from, and we say what job they've had before. So if you will sort of see, especially when you are playing the game for a longer time, that you will see that leaders come from different worlds. They will have different kinds of jobs depending on what kind of buildings you have built. And I think it really connects it to the galaxy in a much stronger sense. But I think we can open the sort of agenda screen there on the left, on the right. I mean, so these are the agendas you have to pick from, and they also have a cooldown period. So when you have picked one of them, you need to wait until you can pick it again.
And some of these are based on our ethics, and other ones are based on our traditions, that sort of things. Yes, our superheroine was previously unemployed. So we are a fanatic egalitarian society where anyone can rise up to the top.
Well, I mean, unemployed can also be that you are from a really, really rich family, I guess. So, well, I am unemployed. I'm between jobs, but I have enough money and I'm decadent, so I don't have to care about that.
They are decadent deviants on this relic world, aren't they?
Yes, that's true.
Oh,
And
speaking of
they
which,
also
we have our vault of knowledge here. So that's giving us 1% experience gain right now. It'll get better later.
Yeah.
And we have
And
our faculty of chaos studies too.
Yeah.
Good
When
for
we
us.
reach level 8 on our leaders, they will get a destiny trait, and that will also upgrade the vault of knowledge, because then we are starting to fill it with knowledge that we can later spread to our flock, so to speak.
So, what's this leader capacity thing?
Well, the
We
leader
can-
capacity thing is the amount of leaders you can have before you start to, it start to cost too much, and they can't learn as much. Again, it's a way for us to sort of keep the amount of leaders down, and something you can expand it with certain traditions and like other options. But it shows how many leaders you can have in play at the same time without this becoming too costly. So if you hire, you can go above it, but it will punish you just as if you go above the starbase cap. And for example, there you are on the aptitude tree, so now you can.
Oh no, now I can't hire them because I just spent all our unity. Go me.
Ah.
I got distracted.
No.
So as you see here, Red Azrian has a little consumer goods problem. Intelligent hoarding in consumer goods a little bit too much. But it's okay because they're capitalists that are eager and a champion of the people. So some of these, you'll see these little marks. These are counselor effects. These only affect, if they are a counselor.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, those people you really want to save for council positions. Sometimes you might want them anyway because they might have a high level or they might have other good traits. But the council traits affect all of your empire, but they are only active when you are on the council. So it sort of shows their political ambitions and drive.
Okay, we don't actually have the consumer goods necessary to pay them off. So, let's wait a little longer until we can get Castaway Nicholas, who is a level 3 leader, which is a nice thing to start with.
Yeah, I mean, and we have there is a bit more randomization in the leader pool now, so you can find both when it comes to difference in age and number of traits and level. So you might find different things there.
One of the more entertaining merge requests that I approved recently was the starting ruler of the UNE will no longer be half the age of the Stellaris dev team. Because she was regularly starting at 18 years of age, and that was sad.
Yeah,
made us feel
we
old.
We tweaked the numbers a bit, but after a while we were like, oh my god, everyone is almost a teenager. It was a bit weird, yes.
Ooh, mysterious runes.
I think that might actually be one of the legendary leaders worth checking out, I would say.
So here's another thing that we can show you. Hey look, control-click to open message settings for this notification. So, message settings. You can toggle things on and off if you desire. Because you can be like, no, let's auto-pause whenever we have an archaeological site. Or we can just disable archaeological sites. We have a few message types in Stellaris. And we haven't really gone through and changed most of these yet, but I have a custodian task planned for getting a better default settings for, you know, like you should probably know if an ally entered a war, or, you know, you have a new heir. You don't need to pause for that. We'll be continuing working with, oh my god, there's so many.
There is a
We do have
certain number of
filters.
those, actually.
So when you get a one of these, you can immediately what is it, like control right click or something like that to make it go away. But either way, the control click is the easiest way. You just go here and you'd be like, never show me archaeological sites discovered again. Ha 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 ha. So let's speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, we should
Actually,
investigate our little strange encounter in that world. If
Right
it would be
Founder
our-
species
our-
on slave
our-
market.
Yeah.
Stop telling me about this. Okay, so you wanted to investigate.
I mean, I think we should investigate it anomaly. I mean,
Okay.
we haven't done anything with this, so if we get one of our legendary leaders here, it would be quite.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing. But first, our agenda is ready to launch. So I'm going to launch this agenda. It has moved over here into the launched agenda section. For 10 years, we will have plus 10% citizen pop happiness. And we have no agenda, so we should definitely pick a new one. I would like to expand the council because expanding the council is awesome.
Yeah,
Haha,
I think that's.
I would, you know, I would ask, but I'm not. Ha 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 ha. Okay, and you're higher level, so you research that anomaly. Someone disabled a space. You can actually end up with 6 council slots right now.
Yeah.
Yar.
It will change the layout of the council, but you know, your ruler will get a little bit more to the side, but still be prominent.
But I really love this screen in general. Like, it just looks great. Yeah,
no, I
we've
think
also moved
that-
factions over here, policies and edicts. Oh, other things that we've done include the army builder here. This will let you quickly build armies all throughout a sector.
Intellectual booty.
Ooh, intellectual booty. I'm just kind of picking random things. I should just automate that. In fact, I can automate it and then make the message. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. No.
It's fighting you. It's fighting
Whatever.
you.
Lifespan.
It's good. I like that you're giving our leaders a healthcare program. We need to take care
It's
of
important.
them. And,
We don't want them to die. They're superheroes.
yes. No. Well, I mean, they are decadent superheroes, and decadent people might die early. Who knows? But I think that a healthcare project might get them back in shape. Do some routines. Go back to the old days of bringing glory to the galaxy.
Here in rust bucket heaps.
Yes. But they still live in the memories of old.
Oh, yeah, the bottom bar. So the bottom bar now, you'll notice 2 things. One, it tells us that we're a moral democracy because we need to be reminded of this occasionally. And the other thing is we now have a go to system view. And go back to galaxy map. And back to system view. And back to galaxy map. It's something that I never knew I needed until I had it. Okay. This is the one that's doing that thing. Yeah, and Mariopia too. We've always had the jump back to the system view, but we didn't actually have one to bring you into the system itself. Unusual tectonics. I think that was not the anomaly you were hoping for.
No,
Or was it this one?
Well, I mean, it might have been, but I don't think so. No.
It's okay. We'll find more, maybe.
grow ever stronger.
Hmm.
Intellectual booty.
There's a lot of things to discover in the depths of space, without doubt.
Specialist training. More leader XP. Let's get more traits. Now that we have fewer negative traits and longer life. Soon
Yeah.
we'll be champions of the people.
Yeah, I mean, we added two tradition trees. The one is the aptitude, which is focused on characters, and then we have one that is focused on your council. So you can sort of boost the council, and you can boost the characters.
Hey, your leader pool refreshed.
Let's see if we have gotten anything fancy in the leader pool. Anything that stands out.
A nice embezzler as a governor.
Uh,
Oh, governors.
Well, I mean, if we look at that, that's interesting. But if we look at that embezzler, for example, me and Jack, this is a council negative trait. He can only do damage to your empire if you put him on the council. So this is a negative trait that is, if you're only going to put him on a planet and you feel like he can actually be quite good for that, then it's fine.
So sometimes these things can be controlled.
Yes, sometimes they can be controlled, but then he might go, get a high, nice level, and you want to put him on the council, and then he will start embezzling funds from you. That bastard.
So now that we have rust bucket heaps over here, we have a governor in this sector, governing from the Hearthsea, Golden Giacomo. Giacomo? Hey, look, these are planet effects. But there's still some sector-based effects, which is why we show him here. But the core abilities of the governors are planet-specific.
Yeah, exactly. You still have this sort of sector governors. Their level still gives planets in the sector a bonus. They have an influence over them. But if you put a leader, a governor, to govern that world, that level will come in effect instead. But the traits will come into effect. So governors are powerful, much more powerful than before, but specifically on the planet they are ruling. But you can still sort of decide if you want to, have a high-level governor can sort of control a large area, but sometimes you just need to have some specific individuals to handle planets, especially when they are becoming perhaps a bit rebellious, etc.
Technology secured.
Yes, and you see a question in the chat. Yes, a planet governor will always overwrite the sector governor's bonus when you place it on the planet. So it will be a choice you have to make. But normally, as soon as the planet governors have a couple of traits, it's sort of worth it. Yeah, and someone says in the chat the leader traits are pretty good, and I would say yes, they are, and we might want to balance them as we go along, I guess. But I think that when we're reducing the amount of leaders and we're like focusing the governors, for example, on planets, we can boost the traits a lot. So you can sort of see a real difference when powerful leaders come into effect.
We need more consumer goods.
Yeah, more factories.
A system has been charted.
Okay, it's time. Scumwharf. Good name.
Scumwharf. I don't know why we have that beefy fleet command limit. Do we have a empire trait for that or something like that? Or
We have a admiral in charge of this.
yeah, and of course he's a higher starting level than normal.
So admirals increase the maximum command limit of this. So since we have a level 2 admiral, it's plus 20. If we pull them off, then it's back down to 20. And it'll complain at us that we have an idle leader. Because since, we can only have 7 leaders right now, the Empire needs you. Please don't go. They look up to you.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we can have more than 7 leaders, but
Yeah, we'll pay.
Yeah, and a really nasty effect is that it reduces the XP that all leaders receive when you are going above the limit. So if you're like maxing it out and having like 20 leaders, they will never level up. So
it will automatically split the fleet if they die or whatever.
Yeah.
Or retire, or leaders can retire now. They don't always die, just sometimes.
Yeah, no, I mean earlier it was they were very dedicated because they always died at their post. They worked until the very end. Even our decadent deviants would do that. They're like, oh no, I will stay here.
For 7 years, all of the leaders in Stellaris worked themselves to death. Now they can finally go get Mai Tais.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
but I think that's quite fun. We added that quite late in the process. We added these retirement. First of all, we have death events, so that when prominent leaders die, leaders like the ruler or leaders that have had a high level, they might get a funeral event. So you can sort of decide how will you handle their death. Will they be like have a public funeral or something like that? But most leaders will get more of a notification, one of these pop-ups or toasts that happen when we learn that they have retired. And there is a lot of like flavor texts that adds why they have retired that is based on your civics and your ethics. So you can get some very specific results to learn why they retired or even died. Well, how did they die?
Retired leaders should show up on resort worlds. Yeah, they definitely should.
Yeah. And of course, machines don't die, so yeah, that's...
Ooh, available. Someone leveled up. But Runen Barty, though, head of research. Yarr.
Yes, that's good. All right, can be... I mean, I think we can mention the level up system here. In the beginning, you will pick from the sort of common traits, and you can pick, because we haven't reached a veteran level yet, so you can pick between these. But when you have reached a veteran level, you will get access to veteran traits, and you can sort of steer them into different directions depending on their class. Old Man Moderate. Yes, machines don't die sounds like an 80s horror movie or something like that. I agree.
We have made some changes to, yeah, sure, research that. It'll take you forever, but we've made some minor changes to fleet management in the ship designer. First, they're tabs of each other, so they're easier to find. I always clicked on the wrong one every single time. And then here, just moved a couple of things around a little bit. More leaders leveling up. Our leader. Ooh, more stability. Or this leader can be gifted. Let's take that one.
Yeah, that's good.
This is a toast up here, by the way. It's a little message that pops up and, goes away by itself. It's super useful in co-op because that way, if he were able to train my leaders, I would see that they're gaining these things. Ooh, let's investigate it. Toast.
Exactly. And the question is, if you're an authoritarian, can you forbid retirement? Well, no, you can't. I mean, I like the idea that you can say you can't retire, but I guess that, I mean, they retire at the age they would have died in normally, but it just felt weird that they would always work until death. So it's not like we're making them worse in that sense. Some people die, they die at their post, but you can get specific retirement events as authoritarian, but it could be, for example, a sort of retirement toast that's like goes away to teach at the military academy or something like that. So it sort of tells where their story diverges into your
Rust Bucket
empire.
Heaps has a odd factory. Wonderful.
Oh.
Research complete.
Okay.
Oh, here we have the election.
It's election time. Let's see. Here, basically, yeah, there's an election. It'll go off in 169 days. The person with the most support will be elected superheroine, or superhero as the case may be. And these are the 4 candidates that are currently fighting for power. And they
Yes,
all
exactly.
have...
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, I think it's really good to have our superheroine to continue as ruler, and she has the support, but you could, of course, use Unity to boost the support if you want to sort of push one of the other leaders into that position. But right now, I think it looks fine.
What are we researching? Oh, well. So, yeah, there's this leader pool refreshed. Oops.
Project done.
Which I don't need to know about every time it happens. But it's really easy to get rid of things forever, so that's nice. Ooh, let's probe the crystal.
Well, if you find a strange crystals, you should always probe
They
it.
need to be probed. If they didn't
It
want to be
needs to be
probed, why would they,
probed.
be strange? Leaders working for megacorps with permanent employment won't retire. I think they actually still will, because it basically the retirement is just an alternate death message.
Yeah, and I mean, you could also imagine that after a while, when you're getting old enough, perhaps even for a megacorp, you won't bring that much value to the Empire, but you will have some results for the megacorp that might be that they are sent to do some menial task.
I seem to remember that we do have strings that are civic specific. So
Yes.
I don't remember what the permanent employment civic specific one is, but knowing our content designers, it's probably something about join the zombie farms or something like that. It's possible.
It might be.
I'll have to
Can
look it up
almost
later.
guarantee it.
A new port to call home.
Huzzah!
See.
You know what we need? I don't know what we need.
Intellectual booty.
We need hollow theaters. Everyone needs hollow theaters, because why not?
Research complete.
Well, I mean, you need to entertain yourself.
Council agenda speed. Oh wait, actually we want that one.
A special project is finished.
Bazroni!
Again, the strange crystal.
We're gonna get a lot of crystals if we have Bazroni.
Yeah, we haven't encountered any other empires so far.
Not
so-
yet. I didn't actually look to see what they had everything set to.
We grow ever stronger.
When it comes to, there's a question, how does Agenda work with machines? We have a completely different console screen for machines. It felt, or for Gestalts in general, it felt weird that they would have like leaders on a council position, but it would also be very boring to just remove the council. So instead you have your high...
Aliens!
Oh, yes. Oh, encounter. Well, you have your Gestalt ruler, and you have 4 different nodes that are leveling up, and you have specific unique agendas as a Gestalt empire.
I have tremendous regrets that we did not name those the Explorer, Exterminate, Exploit.
Yes, I mean,
nodes.
it would have been amazing. It would have been amazing. Now it's like the growth node. I mean, how fun is that compared to the other
For
4
machines,
E's?
I might end up changing them to that at some point, just because
Yeah.
I feel so bad that we didn't think of that.
Yeah.
It was in response to
mean-
the dev diary that people pointed out that we had the 4X's and we should have used those for the machines.
I mean, it would have been beautiful.
Let's see. Should we switch over to a machine empire so we can show off some of that?
Well, I mean, I think it would be nice to sort of show perhaps a leader reaching a veteran class, perhaps.
Research complete.
Want to-
Oh no, I'm not cheaty. I was gonna just skill up, but I can't.
Are you going to cheat now, Steven?
I was going to, except they gave me a normal non-cheaty thing. Shameful. Oh, maybe it's because we're in co-op here. Let me...
Technology secured.
Oh wait, no, I don't want to do new game. Let's load the latest save in single player and see if I can cheat here. Yes, I can. Haha. Skill. Isn't it? No. You know what we need? We need some skills.
That okay.
That
was a lot.
shouldn't. That normally won't happen. Okay, so you. Okay, so at level 3 we get a veteran level.
Level-
By the
level
way,
4.
the level cap for everyone is 10 now automatically. That's why all of the civics and things like that used to give increased level cap don't anymore, because that wouldn't make sense. So we can be a pioneer, which gives us pop growth speed on the planet, because I'm a governor, remember. Industrialist, which has planet effects on resources and pop amenity usage, or visionary, which focuses primarily on counselor traits. But since this is our superheroine, we're going to go visionary.
I also think it's worth pointing out that each of these veteran class decision also sort of steers into what kind of traits you can pick after that. Some of them are like spread, between them, but there is a higher chance of getting certain. So if you're a visionary, you're much more focused on being on the council, having these political decisions. So you will get council traits primarily to pick from. And you see, you can pick new ones, or you can upgrade existing ones. And council traits can be, veteran traits can be 3 different tiers instead of the common ones that can only be 2.
All the influence for us. And then we have a destiny.
Yes. So
Unity
this is a
from
really
employed
powerful
pops.
trait that you will get at level 8. And if you have the Vault of Knowledge, it will also boost your Vault of Knowledge and their experience output.
So, which one will we take? Will we give all of our people an additional leader trait option, which seems incredibly powerful? Or minus 20% empire size and 50% governing ethics attraction with a little bit of unhappiness because, bureaucracy.
And you can see the galvanizer is not a council trait, so that would be if you wanted your move your leader to put it on a planet. You have a lot of options here to pick from. So yes. So
but I did not win the
normally-
lottery.
Yes, you won the lottery. But there's a lot of new traits. So, and as I said, the veteran classes really steer them in different directions. When it comes to toast messages, I think it works right now. If you see a toast message and it goes away, if you put your mouse on it, you will see it stops. The timer stops if you want to read it. So yeah.
A great researcher. Health specialist.
We should have a voiceover for this, like, driven educator. Whenever you hover over it, I think that would be great.
Engineering focus.
Yes.
Oh, I did not win. More. We need more food.
This is just filthy, Steven, with this much cheating and getting this many traits at once. It's
So much
like
cheating.
Overeating. Yes, it's like overeating.
Nom.
And
And yet I'm
Mr.
still
Henderson-
not getting the super cool ones.
Yeah, I mean the council traits are empire-wide. Most of them. There are some that affect, like, when on the council, leaders will get an extra trait pick, for example, or like a trait to pick from. So, but yes, they are almost always empire-wide.
Okay, I don't remember why I did this. Oh, because I just wanted to show off how the top end. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was to show that we have you reach a veteran class that is a subclass to your starting class, which sort of shows what kind of leader you become? Which path do you take?
And now we'll pick someone else. A pre-made machine empire that someone made. Just so I can show off the machine council.
Yeah, I think so.
How about a rework of the message system? Like, let us choose if it's a pop-up, flag, toasty, or not shown at all. That's something that I'm interested in expanding it into, but I'm not entirely certain about the feasibility of it. Oh no, and now my screen went off. Yay, it's back. Okay, so we are driven assimilators. We have a deviance suppression node, a cognitive node, a growth node, and an expansion node. These have good points and bad points. Good point. There's 4 of them right from the start of the game. Other good point. They're all immortal. Because just like the main conduit, these nodes will not, fall off a cliff or something like that, or get eaten by a dragon. As, your scientists and stuff like that are wont to do.
I mean,
Leader
they are
embezzles empire funds, refuses to elaborate, retires. Exactly. That's exactly what they should be doing. Let's see. So each of these do things that you would expect them to be doing. They kind of are... They fill the roles of some of the other things. Wow, I'm being really, really eloquent here. So
no, but I mean, they are like helping where, I mean, otherwise it would be a bit unbalanced when we have powerful leaders in council positions if the machine empires would be left without. So they level up slower. But they are on the other side, they are immortal. So, and they can get negative traits, but then you also have the correctional bisection.
Yeah, having a bunch of substance abuser, cognitive nodes, and deviant suppression nodes and things like that. I know, it's probably not substance abuser, but having them full of all sorts of negative traits would be bad because they're immortal and you're stuck with them. Which is why we made sure that there's this agenda that you can run every once in a while to, debug them a little bit.
Yeah.
The machines also, let's see, what is it? It's in statecraft, right?
Yes.
So they have a few more. Yeah, they have a few more agendas.
Yeah.
Or does everyone have the agendas in there? I don't remember. I thought that they got the special agenda somewhere.
Well, I think it's in statecraft. Unlocks. Okay, you get those ones. Yeah, but they still get agendas from tradition trees, like everyone else. Wonder what could I put in?
Okay. Well, anyway. The main thing that I wanted to show here was the way the nodes work. And things like that. Hives are fairly similar too. So I'll show them. They're thematically a little bit different. There are so many things here. Now I have to find a hive. There's one. I know you're a hive.
The hive is always hiding somewhere in the depth of the
let's see.
list.
We are planning on doing more changes to diplomatic options, including trust and things like that, but Alfrey is working on that, and it'll probably be for 3.9. Let's see. So, yeah, here. They also have an expansion node, growth node, cognitive node, and deviant suppression node. Thematically, however, some of the things are a little bit different. Finding the voice. I feel like, I should be doing weird things with the thing. They're looking at me. They're angry. Okay, never mind. Stop messing with the mic.
We had to, when we were working in Galactic Paragons, we we felt like it was since we wanted it to be really focused on characters. Yeah, it was a little bit struggle to sort of okay, how do we make the Gestalt justice? I don't know if we. I mean, it is much more focused on the non-Gestalts, but I think the unique council and the agendas is a way to sort of at least try to make the player fantasies stronger in a new way.
This is what I was looking for before, except it's not on the machine, it's on the hive. Here. Adoption effects of synchronicity gives them the revisions because they have a couple new agendas now, which you can focus on one of your nodes to make it grow faster.
Yeah. So should we focus on growth? Should we focus on expansion, for example? So how do you expand your hive?
Alfred, go to bed. You're sick. Yeah, so we didn't forget about the Gestalts here, and gave them they have a really cool looking room, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think that the different council moods and atmospheres really add to the player fantasy of what kind of empire you're playing and portraying.
So should I go back to my other game, hopefully before I ruined it by giving them 800 levels? What level are my people? Okay, this is before I ruined it because, yeah.
Yes, they are much more like sensible now.
Space combat rework when? We have no real plans to do major space changes. We did some balance in 3.6. We'll be continuing some similar balance here and there. We do have the army builder here, which I showed off a little bit here. So I can line up a bunch of assault armies at once, or control click to put 5 in at a time. I don't need that many assault armies right now. You'll notice that there are 3 of them building at once because all 3 of the planets are building it simultaneously. I can take the first one that shows up, pink, and be like, you are the rally. And then all of these guys will go join them. Ooh, neat. There's something cool here. No, it's a Megard installation. Oh well. Will Fanatic Purifier see any of the new Paragon leaders, or do they stick with their own kind?
Will Fanatic Purifier see the new Paragons leader? Well, if you're a Fanatic Purifier, it will be tough for you to get these Paragon leaders. Guess you might get the Beholder, because that is such a weird being, but we were thinking quite a lot about which one would actually join a Fanatic Purifier civilization when you probably will be purified.
I seem to remember that most of them will not actually join you. But,
yeah, no, but I think there might be, I think that the Beholder, for example, one of the legendaries, might join you. I'm not certain though, but no, if you're playing Fanatic Purifiers, you won't have as many friends.
Funny that.
It's really interesting to see. I mean, I'm thinking, I think that when you're playing Steven, because of course, I am one of these Stellaris players that play on like normal speed, and like with my cup of coffee and go around the universe. So always when I'm playing multiplayer with other people, I'm like, oh my god, things are so fast. Can't we play on normal or just fast? And they're like, oh, you're so slow.
So slow. Play on fastest and pause a lot.
Yeah. No, because I'm like, oh, I need to read this. I need to go to my planet. I need to check things. Okay, this is good. Taking it slow.
Oh no, somebody already took Tianavek. How dare they? Eternal vengeance.
Rust bucket heaps.
Research complete.
Yes, give us XP so we can click more. Sonic Theory.
It's nice.
Can I
Of
show...
course, we also have the renowned Paragons. I mean, if you go into the government screen for a second, I mean, we are egalitarian and pacifists. So when we have made contact with other empires and research linguistics, hard to pronounce, we will get access to, which is a new technology. We will get access to. And we have sort of noticed that there is a bigger galaxy out there. We might be approached by characters that are of the same ethic as our empire that might offer to join us. And this is a few of the sort of pre-scripted characters that we made with new portraits and things like that.
They got this one too.
The vault buff should have not increased by now because you need to be have leaders reaching level 8 for it to increase. So it will increase further into the game. Unless you cheat as Steven do and just throw in XP as if it was
all the apes.
A system has been charted.
When it comes to how much XP leaders need, it has been tweaked a lot just to sort of find a new balance, a new pacing, since we also made it that everyone has a level 10 level cap instead of level 5. So in the beginning it's fairly quickly and it gets harder and harder the higher level you get. So to get these really high level leaders, if you're not immortal, you really want to focus on expanded lifespan and increasing the XP they can get if you want to come up to level 9, 10. Yeah, I think that one of the things this adds with the leader cap and the how many leaders you can have is that, especially when you've expanded your empire a bit, you will start to make these choices. If you are doing like, how many admirals do I want? Do I want like one admiral, then bet on that? How many scientists? And because governors can now be really powerful, so to put governors on some of your main worlds can be worth quite a lot. So you can really, we are unlocking a council position.
Yep. Okay,
yes.
So let's see, we've unlocked a council position and we get to pick based on our civics. We have available positions include the Keeper of the Vaults, which reduces leader cost and upkeep, or the Grand Storyteller, which increases leader XP gain, and Governing Ethics Attraction.
But look at the Keeper of the Vault, you need to have a scientist for that role.
Mm-hmm. We do actually have 2 scientists, so we could do that. Or we could throw that governor who's not doing anything in as Grand Storyteller. Let's get that one for now. Because you are not currently anything interesting. And let's see. Someone was talking about co-op mode optimizations and out of syncs. We have gotten a whole bunch of them done, so thank you for everyone that was submitting them into that thread. You have no idea how helpful it was. It is tremendously useful. We come in peace. We have not gotten all of them, however, which is why we're going to keep the beta tag on it. We also haven't fully resolved the issue with the diplomatic events, I think. So we're hoping to get that in one of the post-launch patches without having to wait until 3.9.
I see that the Red King UK asks like the Grand Storyteller, and it comes from the Heroic Past. So if you have the Heroic Past, we sort of name the characters on the council depending on what civic they have. So
yeah, so we have the Keeper of the Vaults from the Vault of Knowledge, and we have the Grand Storyteller from the Heroic Past. If we reformed our government, we could change to have a Protector of Liberty or a Prime Speaker or Minister of Extravagance. Any thoughts on letting players rename the titles of council positions? It is one of the ideas that we really liked from the responses to the dev diaries. No promises, though.
no promises, but we are looking into it.
Yeah. Petra really liked that idea.
And we should never promise anything, but if we think this will be simple, and then it's like, oh no, everything crashes.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Now we know people.
Detected an anomaly.
How lovely.
Hello, beautiful things. Let's improve relations and declare war. We love you, kind slug creature. Hive.
We grow.
And now, if we go into technology, I guess it's society. We should have the access to then later pick xenolinguistics. If in the future, I
Soon.
think no,
7 months.
It's not there.
Well,
I was
I'm not in-
lying.
We're almost
Well-
done with our current xenobiology. So
Yeah,
there,
it
I'll
will
speed
pop up
things up
later.
even more. Spiritualist. Surprise.
Ever stronger.
Hey, someone leveled up. The superheroine. A visionary.
I mean, for your ruler, visionary is of course good because you will be sitting on their council. But since we are a democracy, we might be,
They might not
know.
stick around.
yeah.
Okay. So, xenolinguistics is down here. It grants a lump sum of influence and allows renowned leaders to appear, and increases first contact discovery speed, and unlocks the Starbase Building Interstellar Recruitment Office. You need to have met someone else.
Yeah. I mean, it would be super weird if you haven't met anyone and then there just appears an alien and say like, hello, can I join your empire?
They are welcome here. Oh, they're eating people. Oh, of course they are. They're hive mind. It's what they do.
Oh no. It seems that we have been frozen in time.
Hard to port. Our lookouts spy a spaceborne life form.
Oops. Yeah. Oh, I forgot that I set everything to auto. Ooh, fascinating. Oh my god, I've been utterly neglecting my planets.
What have you been doing?
I don't know.
You're not happy at all.
Do something. Oh, speaking of which, we now have capital designations for if you wish to make a forge or factory capital. Those were really the primary things that we were concerned with. There is no tech capital because that's already covered by the base empire capital. But we did not have something useful for trade, and we also have, capital extraction world, if you want to do that for some reason. But I should automate everything because agri world, seriously, I shouldn't automate that. This is what I get for not building anything and just like looking at random screens the entire time. You be a unification center because.
Yeah, but you are a egalitarian pacifist. Of course we will do like some farming and taking it easy.
Space charts updated.
Okay, so, well, we've proven beyond a doubt that the galaxy is filled with life. There's exceptional individuals out there. Send out the call.
Yeah.
Displace the Tianki lures. We love Tianki.
Oh no, we can't kill the Tianki.
We can't kill the
need to-
Tianki. That would be wrong. Okay, and
Did,
one.
did you just close the election screen and who knows what will happen to our leader now?
Yes, I need to
Oh,
raise the
no.
stability here because horrifying things are happening because I've not been paying attention to them. I just need to make sure. Okay. You'll do. You may have arrested development, but have some iPads. Everything's better. Okay, and now they can go back to automated. The main thing that I want to do was go Interstellar Recruitment Office. So this thing will increase the chance for renowned leaders to show up.
Yes, and it will also expand your external leader pool when you're growing and making more friends or subjects.
A system has been charted.
Are you spying on your neighbors? Is that really?
I am. They deserve it.
Yes.
Did you see how many refugees we got from them? I'm concerned. Oh, okay. This is not actually our head of research, so I don't necessarily want to take that. I may want to take either Explorer, which gives them science leader experience gain, as well as survey speed and anomaly research speed. And whenever they complete a survey, I gain Unity. Or I can get the Analyst, which assists research efficiency, and it focuses on, assisting planetary research, as one, would expect.
Yeah. Explorer is nice in the beginning, especially. So.
Let's see. People are talking about Imperial Heirs. We still have Imperial Heirs. They are now much more useful than they used to be, right? Because they actually do something.
Yes, and they are also free. So you
Yes.
get a free leader. They don't have any cost, and they don't, and they have a nice little trait. So and you can send them out and train them and level them up. And if they die, you will pick a new heir. So you can actually do something good with them.
Space charts updated.
Hey, look, it's Tion Ort.
A system has been charted.
Silverthorn asks a Blorg leader when. We have there is a sort of hidden Blorg leader. It's not one of the renowns, but it's tied to one of the renowns. So you might actually get a named Blorg leader in the game.
We grow ever stronger. A system has been charted.
Well, I think it's just time before Mercedes Romeo appears.
It'll
but this is
happen one
not-
day.
It will happen sooner or later.
Probably sooner. Considering I've seen a Mercedes Romero on someone's computer.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a matter of time, I think, before that would happen.
One day. It has to happen.
It's
Mercenary
your
enclaves affected by the
destiny.
leader rework? No, although their the traits have been adjusted a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Research complete.
I need to throw some. Oh no, not that much.
We've removed a blocker. Research complete. Clear horizons. We've removed a blocker.
Well, I think that our decadent empire is doing quite well for being these
Grow ever stronger.
rust bucket fellows. Slowly expanding, making friends, taking care of the Tianki. It looks good.
The Tianki are under control of the Ixidar Star Collective. But, we'll make sure that they...
Space
let's see,
charts
the Grand
updated.
Storyteller.
Oh,
You can be a
yeah, I think
visionary
that's
too.
good there.
There we go. Immutable directives. Oh, treachery!
Oh
How
my
dare
God.
they?
Ever stronger.
Always.
There will be no forgiveness.
Of course, transcendent learning, I would say, is quite good now as well. So,
System has
you should-
been charted.
Yeah, we did get early psionics though. Different AI leaders now. I mean, they will get traits. Like if we look at them, GD, here 5. Dink. So let's take a look at what they've been up to. So they have Spark of Genius 2, Collector, Hive Mind. Information gathering, amplified subprocesses, feedback loop 2, architectural focus, hum of stability 2, war mind, and information gathering. Meanwhile, their civilian ships, lots of colony ship. Oh, I guess I could just look at their leaders. Much easier. So they have things.
There was a question of the council is part of the free update. Yes, so that's true. For the Gestalts, well, you won't get the same amount of traits and agendas as if you're not getting Galactic Paragons. But you will still get the council and some of the traits.
Traits are also applied randomly if you do not have Galactic Paragons.
Yes, that's a good point. That if you don't have Galactic Paragons, there is no trait picking.
It levels up like they used to, basically.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
with more. You'll still have more traits, but
yeah.
Oh yeah, edicts. Look at that. They're using all the edicts. Let's see, who else did we want to look at? So these guys. How's your government doing? Leadership conditioning. Nice. They've unlocked their Lord Commander here.
Mm-hmm.
Their Minister of Defense is traitless. But most of their other people are not. Oh, actually, they were not. They just don't have any council-specific traits. So they're not really useful there.
No, I mean, their level still modifies, but yes, more council-specific traits would be better.
I mean, there's also still things like the aptitude tradition tree and stuff like that. It's not, the Paragons themselves are not the only things in this DLC.
No. And Maniac Rex asked if the edict screen did disappear. Well, it's now part of the government screen.
Policies and edicts.
And you can actually see the edicts in the council view as well.
Yes, because here are the active edicts. And then you can go over here, look at your factions, and like, ooh, look, matter to them, let's promote them. Ha 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 ha. Can I show how transcendent learning works now? Let's go back. Tag 0. Government. Oh wait, no, that's over here. Reform my government. Oh, transcendent learning. I thought we were talking about technocracy. Sorry.
Yeah.
This will technocracy changed again, as it always does. Here, the scientists will start with a random expertise trait, which is relevant because right now the expertise traits are actually fairly rare. And transcendent learning.
And again, Maniac Rex. The UI space will be scrollable, so you can look at the more of the ongoing edicts and the council screen, and you still have the tab underneath to look at all of them. So.
I'm scrolling through all of them in case we made random cowboy changes. That I didn't talk about. We have a tendency to touch everything.
Yeah, it's like when you're poking on one thing in Stellaris, you need to poke on another.
We did not make any major changes to the Civics, to my knowledge. Again, other than leader traits may have shifted. But that's more of as an overall pass. It's been done. Hey, we have unspent civic points? What? Did we learn something useful? Huh. Okay, but we don't actually have the unity to do it right now. So this will also open up agenda. Departmental efficiency. Fire!
All leaders gain 300 experience.
Woo! Of all of them, we have farming subsidies. Wonderful. Let's be happy and encourage political thought, because why not? And hey, fortify the border because we have a bunch of stuff. We haven't done anything with Doomstacks as of late. There is an indirect change where since you have fewer leaders, you can't have an admiral in charge of every single fleet. The individual fleets will be larger because they add to the command limit. But other than that, we have not made any attempt to like rebalance combat in such a way right now. It is something that is still on our list of Doomstacks aren't fun, but many of the alternatives are much worse. The custodians did go through and make a bunch of the existing named characters into renowned paragons. I don't know if any of them were legendary. Gray might be. I don't remember.
I don't think that any of them is legendary, but
yeah, I think they're all renowned.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we need? We need unity, because of course we do. Let's see. Reducing fleets might make the game run better. LMAO. Yes, it probably would. I have actually considered that in our next sort of fleet rebalancing thing, trying to reduce the number of ships.
Research complete.
I'm going to turn off debug tooltips because I don't actually want to see those. Ooh, shall we exploit this? Of course we'll exploit this. Ooh, blissed out in. What kind of question is that?
Is the Admiral adding fleet cap an aspect of their level, or is it a trait? It is on their level, but there are also traits that you can expand it even further.
Okay, so I just reformed my government, which lets me reset who I have here, in case I no longer want a grand storyteller and instead want a minister of extravagance. Of course I do. Golden Giacomo sounds like a perfect minister of extravagance.
I actually think you should have taken the one that was orange because it just felt that much more extravagant.
Oh, that's true. Okay. You know what? You're fired.
Here we go.
Coral Hendrick, be extravagant for us.
Space charts updated.
There's questions about the new planetary invasions, but we are not at war. We are peaceful.
We are pacifists.
So far.
Yeah. These people shot us, so we're going to shoot them back.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fair.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. They learned to talk to us. Now we need to be nice to them. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff. That's an extravagant number of traits to choose from.
Yeah, that's an insane amount of traits.
We need more leader XP.
Even more.
So you can do some interesting things with the council. You can choose to stack a bunch of bonuses. You can, stack for different things. Oh, looks like the Ixodar Star Collective got beat up. Hey, who's that?
Yes,
what's
a renowned Paragon has come to join us. Let's see.
There's a Syractune, renowned Paragon. The scientist is focused on a tablet in her hand. As her fingers dance over the keys, she hums a cheerful melody. She seems lost in her work and oblivious to the world. A small robot companion floats in the air next to her. It chirps and bumps her shoulder. She looks up. Oh, hello, sorry. Sorry. Hello, I'm Zasira. Sorry to bother you, but my last lab, well, it sort of blew up. The small robot chirps again. Ah, yes, what I'm trying to say is I'm looking for a place to compose. A place to compose? The universe's music. The vibrations from the orbiting gas giants, the roar of a newborn star, the sweet song of swirling atoms. She gestures with her hands as if she were conducting an invisible cosmic orchestra. Da-da-da-dum, and then add a fitting rhythm, and ta-da, we've created magic. Or, well, science. The same thing, really. Why do you seek to join us? Your head seems to be in the right place. I want my discoveries to benefit everyone, not just the rich and powerful. The symphony of the universe, the wonders, the magic, everyone deserves to hear it. The small robot chirps. That's right, Gorky. Well, very well said. So, she's an egalitarian, which is why interested in us. Who's that little robot? Oh, this is Gorky. Isn't he adorable? I built him myself, and he helps me with everything. Robot chirps happily. Okay, I'll tell him. Gorky makes sure that I make my meetings, eat, drink, and sleep. You know, when I get passionate about something, it's just swoosh. I lose all track of time. Gorky chirps again. Haha, yes, exactly. You say your lab blew up. Oh, well, where to start? You see, my homeworld's very restricted when it comes to who's allowed to be a scientist, so I put together a lab in secret using whatever I could scavenge from the old industrial zones. Now, I thought the ionization field would keep the volatile motes stable, but the small robot chirps and beeps, right? The base from those motes was very booming, was truly booming. So when do I start? She's got a destiny trait of Driven Educator, which increases pop amenity usage, increases scientist XP gain by a whole lot, and research per pop. Yes, research per pop. Has Spark of Genius, which increases our research speed. The AI Assistant Gorky, which increases assist research efficiency and leader XP gain. And yeah, believes absolutely everything and lowers our encryption by 1. But you know, that's okay.
She is kind of gullible, but I still think she is quite expensive, but I would still say she is worth it.
She does have a very high upkeep, but I think we can handle this.
Yeah.
Yoink. Now, the technological wonders we create, we should share them with everyone. So we have an idle leader.
I would put her on the council ASAP, otherwise her destiny trait will be of no use for us.
Okay, so we have an inquisitor. Yeah, you know what? Bye. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's not doing anything, because remember, she can be on the council and do something useful. So, since she's got those bonuses for assist research, how about we build her a new Filibust class side ship? The Nun aliens. Ah, the Locker Buster. That's where you go. Bing! And we're just going to tell you to assist research.
Yeah, that's good. She's doing something useful as well. So I think that... yeah, I've also killed her sometimes when you're sending them against dangerous foes, so you should be careful. And then there's a question: are the four main paragons available for high minds? I think it depends on what. And I try to remember it now. I mean, the legendary ones you can get, like the Beholder. I think I get very unsure now. We went back and forth on that a lot.
This did go back and forth several times.
Yeah, because we really tried to make it work with the idea of how it works with high mind. They don't get any renowned ones. They are just one hive.
You may also notice here that this Driven Educator Destiny trait, the modders will have fun with this. This is an animated icon. It's shiny.
Yeah. Yeah, and that Destiny trait is not unique to her. She has one unique trait, and that's her Gorky. That's her AI assistant. But the Destiny trait is something that anyone can get when you reach level 8. If you're a scientist.
This is what I was talking about earlier when I was saying, oh, I didn't win the lottery because I didn't get any Destiny traits when I was cheating like crazy.
None of the some of the renowned leaders and some of the legendary leaders are immortal. It depends on their backstory. We have some leaders that are synthetic, so they are immortal. We have some robot renowned leaders, and we have the Beholder, which is immortal. But some others die, as anyone would do.
Council agenda available.
Well, I don't think that Gorky would be a good leader, at least not useful if she dies.
A system has been charted.
There is a question: does the AI players pick up these as well? Right now, no. And if you're playing multiplayer and you have the same ethics, you are fighting for them. So they can only appear in one empire. But we are actually looking into it, not promising anything that AI empires should be able to get them unless they have the same ethics as you if you're playing. single player or multiplayer. So you will always have the human players will always have the first pick. But we're looking into it. Oh, not, but it's a cool idea.
One of my agendas just expired and is now once again available for me to kick off. I'm not going to do it because I'm halfway through Evolving Society, but that's what that exclamation point was.
If you go back to the console screen again, just can point out that little thing. You have picked that. There we go. There is a button to the left of the agenda button, a little rocket. So if you have a lot of Unity, you can actually push agendas through earlier. There are some agendas that are not like prepare for war or etc., where you might want to start them directly at the start of a war. So you might want to save up some Unity for that. And here we can see that the legitimacy of the council, there are some factions that are not completely happy. The loyalist citizen group
super cranky.
They are always opposed to that, but it's mostly showing what the factions are doing, so you can optimize it if you are. But I mean, again, it's a trade-off. Do you want the leaders that might have the best traits, or do you want people that have more the ethics, so they support the faction, so that keep people happy?
Everybody's unhappy because we're all egalitarians on the council right now, because they make up most of our empire.
Yeah.
We grow ever stronger.
That is a good omen.
Space sighted on stranger tides. Space charts up.
Oh no! So that was one of our leaders getting a negative trait. This happens once in a while. So Maroon Barty got assist research efficiency minus 25% because she's opinionated, and the collaboration is difficult. But that's okay because meh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So you'll also notice that a lot of times when you have leaders down here in the pool, if they've got a negative trait, often they'll have higher positive traits, right? They balance each other out that way. Yeah.
A lot of leaders to pick from.
There's some that you don't really like very much,
But for example, here is quite interesting because now you see that you have leaders that are not from your empire.
Yes.
But you still have access to them.
Let's see. They're the Kundam. Let's see. Who are they? Oh, actually, no. They are from my empire because remember that when the Ixodar Star Collective was eating people, they escaped and they came to us. So having that open refugee policy and stuff like that gave me a lot more flexibility in my leader stuff. Now, who else is out there? Of course, the Ixodar are the ones that like me. You. Let's improve relations with you instead. Or just be like, yeah, like I said, we're going to establish an embassy, and then let's make a migration pact.
Just to answer some questions, the envoys and leaders are not combined right now. We still have the envoys as a separate entity, and there is no new tracks for the soundtrack from Galactic Paragons. You will have some voiceovers that you will have to content with that. Things are happening indeed.
Okay, so now in our recruitable leaders, we may have...
Oh, they are still not...
no, not yet.
No.
Well, anyway. This may also be because, once again, I'm cheating a little bit. So...
Who is cheating?
Who's cheating? Not me. Let's see.
There are some, however, speaking of envoys, there are some quite powerful destiny traits, like a master diplomat that gives you extra envoy, and if you are a shadow broker, you can also have extra envoys. So they add to your envoy capacity.
Oh, that's where it is. Some secret messages, perhaps. No, I can't find them. They say that they have sent me, ways to make some of the legendaries show up, but I can't find them.
You mean like a command for legendaries to show up? Way to cheat it. Oh, I see. I've gotten some secret messages here.
Ooh,
Indeed.
you've received them, not me. Okay. So, if one were to try to make one of these appear, what would be? Is this an event?
Yes, well, I mean, we can take event Paragon 1, event Paragon.1.
Well, that's pretty easy. So,
Yes.
The Admiral the Beholder joins our empire. We move, we are grateful. It has been eons. This leader is kind of interesting because they are a legendary admiral. They are the Murmuring Monolith. A shroud in part of the chorus of the Whisperers projects its presence via a conduit between planes of existence. Although it appears benevolent, caution is justified. The full extent of its power and its true intentions are unknown. So let's go find it. Bam. Where are you at? No, don't patrol. Come over here.
There you have it.
So, behold.
Well, the Beholder has several interesting qualities. First of all, it can shift between classes. You can actually land it on a planet, and it will become a governor. So that's one thing. But the other thing, which makes it really powerful, is you just closed the window. Oh no!
Haha. Yes, it
I
has.
was just going to point out that it has a shield suppressor. If you go up to the core components, a little shroud-borne shield suppression, so that every ship in a system loses their shields when that is present. So if you want to build a fleet with no shields, you can go and mess up your enemies quite a lot.
There's no room on the
And
planet.
you need to
I
make
forgot
room
I
for
need
the
the space.
Beholder.
Okay. Robot assembly plant. Be gone!
Yes, who needs robots?
The Murmuring Monolith now rests here. Hello,
So
legendary
it
governor.
yes, it has become the governor of the planet, and it, as you see, it produces through, and it can use this as well for some unique planetary decisions.
Deploy Murmuring Monolith.
Yeah, well, that's going up into space again, but
Oh
there
wait,
it appeared.
that was the one to send it back into space. Never mind. Back down there.
Going back. Oh, it decided not to. It's like, no, I don't want to go back for some
Was it-
reason.
Oh, I have a planetary automation that was like, hey, I need a robot
Oh.
assembly plant. Okay. And we are almost out of time, so I need to hurry up when I'm doing decisions. The one that I actually meant to do was inoculation of pops,
Yes.
which will give the psionic trait, or latent psionic trait? I don't remember. It says psionic, but I think it was latent. Oh no, I have mind over matter, so that's why. Next time maybe.
But I mean, the Beholder is this really ancient entity that you will encounter into an event chain that has sort of seen empires rise and fall. So you will probably just be one empire in that journey through perhaps even distant galaxies. So it's very tied to the mysteries of Stellaris, I would say.
So we have this template, Corvettes. Let's copy it. Hey, look, we've got another one. Hey, look, we've got another one. So that's copying fleets. It makes it much easier to, copy paste them. Let's see. And yeah, I think we're basically out of time. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little bit of chaos as we rampaged through 3.8 and Galactic Paragons. I'm sorry we couldn't show you co-op because the firewall got in the way, but
well,
yeah.
I mean that's just how life is, chaos, and you just have to adapt to it. But I mean, we got a renowned Paragon, and we got to see a lot of cool stuff. So
yeah,
it's nice.
So it will be releasing on the 7th anniversary of Stellaris, May 9th, and yeah, I'm looking forward to people getting to play it.
Yeah, will be really nice.
Thanks a lot.
See you.